Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to be here live with you. I'm Margaret Mastery, your heartfelt CFO. Thank you for tuning in today to listen to this week's live. In case you are new to my channel or my email list, however you are following this, I own and operate Heartfelt CFO and Tax Services. We help real estate professional service based industry owners around tax, business, and all of the in between. I cannot wait to share today's topic with you because it is so asked for how the right financial support can increase your profits. Can I get an amen to that thought on how financial support actually brings you money instead of actually costing you? There's so many times when people say no to accounting and CFO and tax help because they think it's a cost, but let's dive in as this is nothing short of an investment. So let me tell you a little bit about myself so that you should know why you need to listen to me, or maybe not. It's okay too. I'm told that I'm a financial interpreter, business therapist, strategy whisperer, and just not your typical accountant. I also help thousands of entrepreneurs gain control of their numbers and financial confidence, and I even say accomplish financial freedom. I have been top ranked CFO strategist number one for the past few years, along being the founder of the company that we do multiple different things. We also offer a powerhouse video platform that simplifies financial topics. And we basically are on this constant mission to rewrite business and money and help you feel empowered and not overwhelmed so that you can support your family, keep your profits, and a whole heap more. How does that sound? Awesome. So, I want to put this in there that I'm always available to talk strategy and let's find the money that's hiding in your business. I was always known to find the money in business, that it was something that I have just been really, really good at, and I want to help you. So if you're listening to this and you're in a tough spot or in your regular spot of growth and you really want to know what's your next steps, I'm your person and feel free to reach out. And I'm going to put my links in this video today so that you also have that as well. So the hidden cost of poor bookkeeping has so much involved, and let's dive in. It's more than just messy numbers. It's here about how it's draining the business. So the first thing is it's missed tax deductions or overpaying the IRS. Yesterday we were on the phone with a client, and what happened was because he was having so much of a hard time getting from his partners the expenses, he's basically overpaying in taxes, probably about $20,000. And what's going to happen is that each one of them are going to pay because they don't have a proper system. So sometimes if you're in a partnership or even solo, it could affect you in different ways. Inaccurate reporting, which is just bad business decisions. So you're looking to grow. And then if you don't have good bookkeeping, you can't grow because the reporting is really not guiding you to help you make decisions. So you're making decisions on based on, I feel that this should happen, and I know it to be true because without true concrete facts. So then the next thing that happens is there's a lot of lost opportunities and you can't really secure funding. And this is the most common thing that I see in the real estate industry, is that losing the funding or fear of losing the funding, even if they got it, because there's not proper bookkeeping. And the time that's wasted on fixing the errors versus the productivity is like 500-fold. And I'm going to tell you an example. So yesterday we were working with a client, and this partnership, we had so much time on fixing errors that the productivity around the current situation was being depleted. So what I had to do was put a current team on the current work so that doesn't continue to have the same issues that we were literally in a negative time zone around fixing. So the poor bookkeeping, it just becomes also a factor of you're not using your time well. And chances are you're feeling at the end of the day like you still have so much to do and the tasks are just not getting done. So the CFO difference to scale smarter, not harder, is what I want to talk about. Bookkeeping is just data entry. The CFO is about strategic direction. And I like to think about that also as being proactive and also just thinking about where you want to go, being intentional. Okay. Let's think about that word, being intentional and not by default. What do we do as a CFO level partner? How do we help you? Identify your most profitable sources, forecast cash flow with confidence, structure your business to reduce liability, make hiring and investment decisions with clarity. Now, how can a firm do all of this, right? There's so many. There's processes behind this that lead you up to that. And the first thing is like what we talked about is having not a poor, draining, inaccurate, overpaying bookkeeping system. What you really want is a CFO level partnership that creates a income generating bookkeeping system that will then lead you to a CFO level cash producing machine that will help you hire and then do all the investing that you want and invest and profit, pay less taxes, and have an easy way to fund your family, your team, and all of the things around that. So real estate just requires expertise. It's not throwing spaghetti against the wall, hoping and praying. I want to say that again. We got to stop acting in real estate, hoping and praying. What we want to do is really think and take in the expertise so that the intention and the project you are taking on, what could happen actually is possible. Financial support for real estate, though, I just want to bring you this to your attention. There's not one size fits all. Now, you can need cost segregation, experience, rent roll analysis, 1031. There's so many different things that come from that. And the ability to create financial models, development deals, familiarity around subcontractors and contractors, like all of these things, there's different parts to it. And this is where HCT is your support system to be able to guide you through that all. I want to talk about this, and I actually have so many examples around this, the tax filing versus tax planning. So we happen to be working with a client this week, and what happened is that he came from tax filer to tax filer. So he basically was reactive, and like just hopping the system. And it wasn't even just last year's numbers that he was banking off of. It was kind of like a hope of a prayer between a cut and paste of what was happening between the years to get to this solution or desired result. Now, it was not only was it just rushed, it was missing like really important information. Now, let's put this on the other side. If you were to do some planning, you think ahead, you get to talk about the missing pieces. Okay. Now, with talking about the missing pieces, what happens is you get a chance to really say, okay, I wanted to do this. I'm not sure about this. How will it affect? How will it not affect? And then you can make an educated decision. So it's not hoping against the money. It's actually saying, all right, I know where this is going. These are the steps that I have to do. And that's where my time and energy is going to be every day. That's as simple as the industry can get. Not only will the planning help in terms of being proactive, it also, you can think about the future, you can think about now, next year, all of these things. And the strategic use of deductions, loopholes, and entity structuring, and it goes a whole heap further on what it can do for you. So I have a client who we're working with, and it's a several million, $100 million. Let's talk about a different client. So like we have one who has multiple different properties, and because he was so used to doing the bookkeeping himself, what ended up happening is that it was fairly profitable, but because there was always cash, what was happening was when he needed to pay things, money was always there. He was living the life that he wanted, but then he started to get inundated by the amount, and he was like, really, what's going on here? But what was happening is that he didn't have a system. It was basically going back into the poor bookkeeping system where he was overpaying the IRS. He was missing tax deductions because he didn't have the expenses in there. So he lost a lot of opportunities. So when it comes to the planning, it was starting to deteriorate. Now, what I will say is that the right financial partner pays for themselves and many times over. This is why I call myself the financial interpreter, because I always find money. And this client who I was just talking about, his tax plan is going to save him at least $350,000 just by like glancing at his records without me even touching the code. And I'm so confident to say that on the LinkedIn Live because he has huge checking account balance differences in his accounting system. He has credit card imbalances. He has missed deductions on basic things of like, because he has a home office in addition to his business, car miles. Like there's so many things that were just basic without even digging into the root of what the beautiful tax law has to offer. So if you're out there and you're listening to this and you're ready to stop losing money and grow with intention and feel confident about your numbers, then it's time to elevate your financial support. And I would love to be that person for you, myself, and my team. And depending on what you're up to is where it would be with myself and or some other teammates that we have to support you. Now, a client of ours yesterday that we were working with, what happened was with him, not only was he talking about how he jumped from person to person, but what also happened is that he would always have this endless wait for answers. And he also always had like this endless confusion of non-answers also. And the idea of not having someone to talk to and the idea of that endless confusion was really alone bringing him down. So not having that person, it ended up costing him in other ways. And he has beautiful children to give that energy to. And right now he's on his way to a better place. So if you're out there, if you're in confusion or in somewhat of clarity and you're looking for a whole heap more, I invite you for a call with me and I look forward to meeting you. I cannot wait to meet you. Please let me know down below what your takeaways are from today. Your next steps are from this video is to put down below your golden nuggets of what you did. And if there's something else that you wanted me to talk about and I didn't, or a question, feel free to write that. I am so thankful that you watched this today or on the replay. Feel free to let me know how you watch this and how you're seeing this, as we do share it to a lot of people. And I thank you so much, and until the next time.